Aries, I'm here to give you a wild card read straight from the hip with lots of lip, and we are giving you your bonus read. So thank you for being one of the top 3 highest viewing signs in the month of September. We're playing a little bit of catch up here. Normally we would have had this done in October, but life's been a little wild. We're getting it back on track. There's been a lot of change that's been going on. I'm sure you're all feeling that. I think you've been going through change too, but I also feel like right now you're at a place of pause, Aries, okay? There's just a little breathing room. It's so you can get a new perspective. You're wanting to bring something together where you feel like, something just, it doesn't feel quite right. There might be, even some tenderness in the heart around this. There might be something that you feel needs to be resolved on an emotional level, and there's a perspective you need to gain here about how to best bring this into balance, okay? So I feel like you're in this moment of pause where you're really considering this as you're preparing to enter your new cycle. All right, and we're just going to dive right in. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and put up your banner for you. And let's just dive in. And we're looking at what is the guidance you need right now, Aries collective. I'm going to call you all in. Aries sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, significant first house placement, or Libra rising. Libra rising, you are Aries descendant, and you may find a lot of significance, especially in the areas of love and romance, if any of that action comes in, okay? So pay attention, Libra rising. All right, let's see. What is the guidance that Aries collective needs right now, Spirit? See, there's something you're wanting to bring into balance, and you feel like it's really out of balance. You may feel it's so out of balance that, it's about to just drop right out of your hands, or you're going to miss some kind of opportunity. There's something you're really challenged with here. In some cases, you're letting go of juggling. Okay, I can see that. Maybe you've been trying to take on too many things, or maybe you've even been trying to make up your mind about a particular person, or do I choose this opportunity or that opportunity? You might be in some kind of like either or situation that has you going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's possible that during this time you realize that you just needed to kind of like drop it for a minute. Get a different view. Try to understand, how can I bring this thing into balance, okay? So I feel like there's some opportunity that you feel like is slipping out of your hands, or maybe you are coming to the realization that you don't want to juggle anymore. You don't need to. You've made up your mind, okay? This is coming through for some of you. You might be in the process of arriving at this decision. You may have spent some time on pause. You got a different perspective in a situation. You're like, nope, I'm letting that go. Letting that go brings you back into balance. All right, let's see what's coming in. What is the guidance you need, Aries collective? What is the guidance Aries collective needs, Spirit? You got one card that came out here, kind of a crossing influence. It looks like you were at the crossroads for a while, but you're about to move out. There's some kind of like action you're preparing to take. Yeah, I mean, I think you're like realizing that, no, there's still fight left in me, or there's still fight left in this, or there's still more that I can give this, or there's still something else I can try, okay? With the 5 of Wands here, yeah, maybe you've been dealing with a lot of opposition. There could have been a lot of obstacles in your way. Maybe you've been dealing with challenges or a really competitive environment. Something along these lines, but this looks like, a little bit of an infinite cosmic mess here, a lot of battles of wills. It's also spirited. And, a lot of people forget about this part of the 5 of Wands, and I don't know why I'm getting this here, but it might be like a key to like get more back into a little sort of playful jesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn on the witty banner, bring some humor, bring a little of the enthusiasm forward. Maybe you need to kind of bring more of that spirit in to sort of quell some of this. You might be dealing with a lot of people who are just super argumentative or angry, and you might need to like kind of break it up a little bit with some nonsense. I don't know why I got that message. It looks like you're preparing to dive back into something. Maybe you took a break from it because you're just like, you know what? I can't get anybody to, you know, look at this in such a way where there can be any kind of cohesion. So as long as we continue kind of like whip this dead horse, we're not going to move forward. It's a moot point. So at one point you pulled away from something, whatever that is. You were facing some kind of challenge. It was difficult. There were a lot of passions involved in this. Okay, I see that. Also some tempers flaring. Might have been a bit of a pissing contest for the masculines. Oh, maybe for some of the feminists too. Okay. The feminine pissing contest, the visual. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, like that. Aries, you're known to be like just brash. You don't care. You're like the jokester, you know? So it's like, I think you need to maybe, that's what I'm really getting from this. Like, don't take it all so seriously. Like, there's a way you can move back into that fray and just anticipate it, you know? If you got that much stirred up around you, there must be a reason why. Like, there must be something you're working with here, okay? I think that you were hoping something would produce more growth, and maybe that's why you lost your fight for a little bit. You might have needed to take a break. Sometimes that happens, you know. Sometimes you have to decrease to increase. In other words, you got to just like pull your energy back for a minute and sort of go, what am I missing here? Remember, there's something you need to bring into balance. This could be anything. Like if you're dealing with your health, it might be something in your routine that you need to deal with, that you need to sort out, you know. Maybe taking an honest look, you know, are you really getting in enough exercise, you know? Have you been falling asleep with a donut in your mouth? You know, these kind of things. You got to just pay attention to, you know, what's the stuff you're kind of habitually doing. Work with that 9-degree Sabian symbol, Libra, to kind of balance out the energy that came in with the recent full moon. The recent full moon, it really is like we're entering pretty interesting territory. Okay, so now's the time when you can really like do the work. Maybe this is about you getting into the fight, getting back into the fight. Oh, some of you used to do like boxing. Some of you used to do like kickboxing. Muay Thai for some of you. Interesting. Okay, some of you may be into martial arts, or maybe that's something you've considered exploring. You've never done it before. You've wondered, should I put some money into this? Should I invest in this? Should I try this? Maybe you should. You know, it could be really good for you. All right. I'm getting that. All right. I'm getting that. You also might want to start doing some bar work. Now that I'm looking at these 5 of Wands here, it's reminding me of those weighted bars, you know. Instead of working with, you know, static weights, you could work with bars. They allow you to actually like do more planes of motion to kind of get stabilizing muscles really, you know, strengthened. All those little tiny supporting muscles you don't usually think of. Also great for blowing off steam. Okay, so if you've been dealing with frustrating situations, that could really help. But I think this is moving out of the crossroads and back up. So if it was moving down, I'd see you as walking away from this and being like, nope, it's not worth my investment. But there's something you're still willing to fight for. That's what I got. Okay, interesting. Give me some more messages about this. Yeah, you're charging forward. There you are, going out of the crossroads again. You're moving towards something, and you're moving towards it with power. All right, this Knight of Wands energy. All right, so you're getting on that horse. You're moving forward. Horse medicine is all about power and movement forward, progress. Okay, and you got your wand. You know, you're feeling strong. You're commanding. You know what you want. You know what you want to do in this situation, where you'd like to see growth. You got passion and purpose behind this. Where's this passion and purpose? Look at this. You're definitely moving forward. Okay, so if you felt stuck, the Chariot's on the scene. So you're right at this point when you're not going to be stuck at the crossroads anymore. You're about to speak a bold truth. Wintertime is going to be super important for you. For you, your key is communication. Whatever you've been holding inside and you haven't been communicating, whatever truth you have that you haven't shared, this is what you really need to bring forward. Now is a real good time to align with your truth and really think of what is that truth you want to express. Now, it's interesting because This could play out in many different ways. Right now, we got more pentacles, wands energy on the board. This could be with some kind of financial investment that you're looking to get into, something you feel passionate about, something you want to create. I see that this is about you really making sure that whatever you're putting forward, don't go according to somebody else's formula or what works for them. And it doesn't really matter if you have really out of the box ideas. I feel like this is the time for you to get super creative and just take a lot of risks actually when it comes to any business pursuits. So if you're wanting to get something started and it's your first time leaping into that, maybe you're moving in a more creative direction, maybe the direction you're heading in or you're inspired to go in, it's highly competitive, right? And you may have felt like, I don't know, or maybe you feel like it's a little bit of a risky investment because the idea is very innovative. I think you're going to take the risk. You're going to get some idea that really comes in for you, and it's pretty bold, it's pretty daring, but I feel like you should bring it forward. And I'm just going to bring it in because it's coming in association with business. This is about authentic branding. In other words, you don't need to put a spin on anything. Like, just show up as you are. And actually nowadays, you know, a lot of people don't realize this. Nobody wants that filtered reality crap anymore. They really don't. Like, people want real. That's what people are looking for. People really just want you to show up as you are. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to nail it. You don't have to get it right, you know, every time. It's not about that. It's about showing up, being authentic, and bringing something real forward that you want to contribute. I also see with Ace of Swords, this is about the voice. I also think the pen is mightier than the sword. For some of you that have a hard time communicating a truth emotionally that's coming forward, you may want to write it out, or you may want to journal. You may want to, you know, really get into expressing yourself through the written word. And then maybe later it gets to the point where you want to share it, you know, with your own voice and bring it forward, okay? So there's a lot of ways this could play out. I see this as investing time and energy in some kind of creative project that involves you bringing your voice forward in some way. So could this be public speaking? Yes. Could this be you getting your own YouTube channel and developing that? Yes. Could this be you writing something, writing a book, writing a screenplay? Yes. Okay. Could this also be you, you know, overcoming the opposition and getting to this place where you get that victory and the deal's yours and you're signing on the dotted line? Yep. Either way, you're moving forward. I see that. Woo, cheers. We did it. All right. So this is you celebrating. Okay. So you got a victory up ahead. You'll have something to really celebrate come wintertime. Wintertime is going to be a big season for you. And you really want to look at December highlighting there. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Right now, you're just kind of blocking off your energy. Like I said, there's something you're healing from. Okay. So I do feel like there's also an emotional piece here. You are wanting healing in some kind of romantic situation. And at the same time, there's work, right? There's work at play as well. There's something you want to build for yourself. There's something you want to see growing financially. I believe for you, this investment in what you want to see grow financially, I'm feeling like a lot of passion and purpose connected to it. So I feel for you, it's a more creative or innovative career direction. Okay. It's not like I'm going to stick it out at this job and punch the clock, even though I want to punch my boss, you know, kind of vibe. It's not about that. It's like, you know, you're doing something that you're really inspired to do. And it's something that's got you lit up because you're ready to invest in it. Okay. You're ready to invest in it. But I think you've been kind of like blocking out time, because there's also this emotional piece, you know, there's some kind of healing you're wanting to experience. And I think this is kind of speaking really dualistically. For some of you, it's a relationship, okay? There's some kind of friendship, romantic relationship, you know, relationship with your parent or sibling or something that you just really feel like, you know what, I really feel the need to figure out how can I balance this? It doesn't feel right. It feels out of balance and I want to make it right. And I think you might have had to block yourself from some outside influences to get really clear about this. So you could just sit in your own experience, you know, what somebody else's perception of or advice around your experience is. Sometimes it's just, it's not even worth it, man, because they're not in your shoes. Like, they can't feel what you feel. They can't. It's your experience. And so only you know what it is for you. And I do see that in cases like that, where you're wanting to heal something and you're trying to figure out, how do I balance this out? It's all about the communication. It's all about initiating a communication. And I do see it happening, and I do see it being successful. Okay. But there's also this piece here that's related to, you know, you signing something, or maybe, you know, you get some opportunity to really bring your voice forward, move in this bold new direction. And it's around work and your coin, you know, you got success here. Okay. This is you doing the victory lap. 6 of Wands energy. All right. And this is a victory for you. This is a big success. Okay. You're taming a fear you had. Maybe there's something you're taming around reactive responses. Maybe you've been like quick to anger in the past, or argumentative, or in some cases, I have to bring it in. Maybe you had too much ego in the past, or maybe just not enough courage. If you want to take a little Wizard of Oz slant with that lion energy there, there could be a Leo component as well. You might have been dealing with a Leo that was combative. That's possible as well. This could also just be Leo issues, you know, struggling between a sense of duty and then also struggling between, you know, your desire to just play and have fun. And I feel in that regard, especially in relation to, you know, how you earn a living and just what your day-to-day life is like. Okay. And I feel like there's something you've been trying to bring more into balance here. This is also something that, you know, once really maybe was difficult for you to overcome. You have mastered it. And it's interesting here because we have a clue about that balance. And remember, you had the 2 of Pentacles. It was in reverse, which was extremely out of balance. Well, look at how the balance is coming in here. We have the Empress here, all right? And the Empress is being very gentle, but I also feel like she's being firm at the same time. With this line is like, all right, come on, up and out with it. Like, it's okay. You say what you gotta say, man. Okay, so I feel like you're in some kind of position here where it's not easy for you to open up about certain things, talk about certain things. This might have something to do with something that happened in the past, okay? Because when we're looking at the Strength card, it means don't worry. You have the strength to overcome a situation related to your past. And this could be coming in very strongly for Aries descendants, those of you who have strong Libra, you know, in your chart too, as well, all right? Or if you have a strong air sign placement, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you could be dealing with an air sign. This may be where you feel like there's something that needs to be healed. Okay, this is kind of a good sign because we see with the 5 of Cups here, there's 3 cups that are spilled. We already know you've been looking at something. How do I heal this? I want you to see the reflection. How do I heal this thing from the past? You know, what you can't realize is you've been looking at the past so much and everything that happened that you're not even realizing that the union or the opportunity is, it's already there. It's there. You're looking in the wrong direction. If you would just turn around, and that's probably why you had that 2 of Pentacles energy in reverse. It's like, all right, you know, sometimes people have to kind of like feel like something's out of their hands, right? Before they can really understand, like, oh, wait a minute, you know, I need to just focus on what's in front of me. I can't sit and look at this anymore because there's a need to tend to right now, right? Like if you suddenly like let go or something seems like it's out of your control, or you're like, well, I guess there's nothing I can do about this, then a lot of times you almost can move into a place of stoicism where it's like, it's just, all right, it is what it is. Let's do what needs to be done. And there's something about that. It's like when you pulled your attention away from that a little bit, you'll be able to turn around. That's what I got. You'll be able to turn around. And look, there's those 3 of Cups spilled that you're upset over here, but in the turning around, here you go. You're raising the glasses, you're celebrating. So this is healing, which is really beautiful, okay? And this also, when we're looking at the King of Swords energy here, so those of you who are Aries descendants, you have Libra rising, all right? This is about really moving into the masculine energy where you have to make sure, whether you're feminine or not, okay? It doesn't matter, all right? You need to move into the more masculine energy of really being clear and direct in this communication, all right? Don't get overly sentimental. Don't think about what was in the past, because whatever was in the past is not playing a role in what goes down now. You need to be firm with that, okay? There needs to be firm lines drawn. In some cases, there needs to be really firm boundary lines. I also think that this is sitting in a really strong position of, I know my truth and I'm acting on my truth. So I also will only receive the truth, okay? So there's some kind of like communication coming through here, but it looks victorious, all right? It looks like, yes, you know, moment of success. I also feel in anything that you've been building, especially where it's a little innovative or there's a creative slant after a time of a little lull, okay, to get a different view and just sort of get a different perspective and let some things go that you realize were kind of like getting in the way or blocking your progress, and changing some fundamental things that kind of strengthen the foundation. I see a moment of one arrival, okay? We have to understand that anytime you're like building a dream, going after something, you can have a moment of arrival, but you know, there's always times to rest and move forward. And, you know, right here, you're coming out of this, you know, time of rest. There's also maybe love's been on pause for a bit. Oh, yes, love's been on pause for a bit. And we do see that there is some King of Cups wants to offer some love. This is somebody who's emotionally available. This is somebody who can communicate their love. The masculines of you, you start to feel like you're more in a place of emotional mastery now. Maybe you balanced out your emotions a bit. Maybe it had to get messy. Maybe it had to get a little drama-rama. Maybe you had to get a little telenovela before you could arrive at your truth, you know? You had to take that pause. You had to pull back. Maybe you had to cut off some connections, you know? Masculines, you may have really been laying down those boundary lines with some different options, you know? If you were juggling, if you were trying to make your mind up between this person, that person over there, you may have finally just said, forget it. And you pulled back and you spent some time alone, and then everything settled. And something became very clear for you, okay? I think that you're a bit of the wounded warrior, okay? And for those of you who would be receiving a masculine or attracted to masculines, there's somebody here that feels something for you. They feel a lot for you, but they feel like you are guarding your freaking heart like you're ready for battle, okay? So there's something here about if you're expecting that it's going to be more drama and more of the same, and that you're always going to have to fend something off or, you know, prepare yourself for another heartache, well, then you're kind of like shooting the opportunity down before somebody even has a chance to shoot their shot. So that's something you need to think about here. I also think you're really in this place, okay? It's like there is obviously something you're building for yourself. And if you haven't reached this place yet, or you feel like things have been tight financially, there's some piece that comes in here. You get some opportunity, some level up, and it looks like the finances really grow. This is financially independent. You know, it's really growing a certain stability for yourself monetarily. But it's not just that. It's also that you're really investing in yourself. And all of this investment in yourself is so evident on the physical. So like your finances are doing good, you're looking good, maybe you're having a glow up, you're getting in shape, you know, you're eating in a way that feels really good to your body, your skin's glowing, you know, your attitude is kind of, you know, just more upbeat, you know, you've sloughed off all the heavy stuff and you feel like your whole being's just lightening up. And this also can get you some attention, okay? So it can get you suitors. But I think that you might suspect, we know you got your guard up. Look at this here. I mean, look at you. You're like, I'm tired, boss, and I'm not in the mood for any BS. And I don't know, you look a little shifty over there. It's like side-eyeing action. Yeah, you might think that this is like kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, this offer might be a little bit fishy. Like you feel a little like something suspect here. Maybe you feel like, this person is coming at you like a king, but really they're a page, okay? But here's the thing, it's like you're being very suspect, okay? Why are you being so suspect? Well, you might have been suspect here, okay, because you feel like you just got like, maybe you got ghosted. Maybe you felt cut off, okay? Maybe you always felt like you were always on the outside of the relationship, you might have also been dealing with some challenge that really stressed you out and consumed your time and attention, and have been dealing with a lot of financial instability, okay? And so you've been more focused on that, and you felt like, I can't have this distraction right now. But in some way here, you've built up a certain fortress around yourself. And I think somebody just, wants you to just be willing to just, can we start simply, okay, with the page of Pentacles. And somebody is like, you need to learn a little something here. Like, I want to show you something. I want to teach you that, maybe you don't have the right perception of me, you need to get to know me all over again. I'm getting that vibe, okay? I'm getting that vibe. It all comes in through communication. Somebody is really expressing their feelings to you. And with the Knight of Swords coming in relation to matters of the heart, this could be like a declaration of love, right? We got water sign energy on the board, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We got fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? We got air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I might have already said that. Fire sign energy. We've got earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I mean, this could be any sign, okay? So do be aware that bringing this up in a read, there is many different people it could apply to. You'll know who it's speaking to, all right? You know your experience. I bring it in though because it can help you just like connect with the reading more, and sometimes it really hits for people. Let's look at the majors so we can get a clue about who some of the players could be. With the Chariot, we got Cancer there, all right? There's not like a lot of majors in this read. Strength, you could be dealing with a Leo. You could be dealing with somebody that was born on the Cancer-Leo cusp. I just heard for some of you, you're dealing with both. You're dealing with a Cancer and a Leo. Okay. They're friends. Oh my. Okay. That's an interesting message. Justice. But something happens here. You balance this karma, okay? Something's balancing out. Libra, very strong here with justice. Maybe that's who you're wanting to balance something out with. Maybe you feel like something needs to be made right, or some karma needs to be kind of like completed. Something along these lines, okay, with justice here. If you've been dealing with anything legally that concerns your money that you've been worried about, you don't need to stress. That's in your favor, okay? What's due you, what you should have received, you will receive, okay? So that's a very important piece. So there is balance happening here, which is beautiful. I mean, you don't get a better balance coming out when that was the initial root issue than having justice show up on the scene. I love that, okay? So there's something you're really overcoming from the past here, and you're recovering your strength. You're bringing things into balance. It's based on your truth with your sword raised high, coming in very strongly for Libra risings that are Aries descendant. It's all about speaking the truth, okay? I don't think you're at this place yet, but it's going to come, okay? And it brings a new beginning in love. Look at this. Beautiful energy. And you might see the full fruition of this, because what we have to remember is that the aces are timing cards, but not only are they timing cards, they're also like, well, here's the opportunity. It's up to you if you want to take it. And it's all about, do you grab the cup, right? Because we know that sometimes people can turn down a cup with the Four of Cups. You know, it's like, here's Spirit issuing out this cup and saying, hey, you wanted this new beginning. It's right here. And interesting that card would come in. Maybe this is how you felt, because again, just like in the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups, the person's got their arms crossed, you know, and they're sitting under a tree and they're staring at the Three Cups. They're staring at this healing they wanted, or the celebration they wanted, and the thing didn't come through. It's like big, like FOMO kind of vibes, you know, like, where's my moment? Where's my time? Okay. This is something that, in order for you to experience the fulfillment of the Ace of Cups, first of all, it begins with you. It begins with you realizing that, yeah, I'm ready for that. Okay. You have to be ready to receive it. If you're not ready to receive love because you're totally like blocked off, then you can't let this in. Or if you're not ready for this fulfillment, because could this come through like a creative project? Yes, this does have big relationship vibes or healing vibes to me. Okay. It's got the vibes of something that's close to your heart on that level, like balancing something out. This healing, this new beginning is coming in. And if you do take this cup and you're like, yes, I definitely want to invest in this. And I think you will with this Justice upright here. This is coming into balance. This is, the past is overcome. Something comes into balance. So I do see some new beginning in love or a creative project. Okay. It could, for some of you, it's playing out in both areas. All right. And there is, again, a moving forward in this situation. And this is cool. So let me tell you the signs that you could be dealing with, because we got quite a few characters on the board here. This deals with the fixed signs and one what I would call mutable sign if I had to fit it in a category. It's dealing with Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, or potentially Ophiuchus. Okay, Ophiuchus are Sagittarians that were born November 30th through December 18th. Okay, so I feel like, you know, the fixed energy is here. The mutable energy that gets the wheel turning is Ophiuchus. So some of you could be dealing with somebody that either has strong Sagittarius or strong Scorpio placements as well. All right, for that Ophiuchus energy. So this could be what you're moving forward with, or they provide some key that sort of unlocks a riddle for you. I got with that Sphinx energy, something you've been trying to solve, and you arrive at the answer to that through the communication. Look at that Ace of Swords there. I've never gotten that message with this card. This is what I love about the tarot and downloads. It's like, it doesn't matter how many readings you do. I've been reading tarot professionally since I was 18 years old. Okay, so I've been doing this a long time, because I'm 51 now. All right, so that's a lot of readings. I've read for a lot of people, a lot of people, 33 on the clock. And I've never gotten that message from this card, but it just really is ringing true. That's what I'm saying here. Okay, you're solving a riddle, and when you solve this riddle, you move forward. Ooh, are you dealing with a Riddler? Interesting. You might be dealing with somebody who's a little tricky, okay? But I do see there is something you're ending here. And what you're ending here is, you're ending your commitment to something that is traditional. You're really owning that I am not traditional, okay? So this is almost like anti-establishment. That's what I see. Some of you may be revolutionary types. Some of you may be bucking some system. Some of you may be saying, take this job and shove it. I don't want to work for a corporation no more. Some of you may be saying, I won't conform, you know, or I don't have to be indoctrinated into this. I'm free to be who I want to be, and I'm going to let my freak flag fly. I see that, okay, because we have the Hierophant here, Taurus energy, and here's the Scorpio energy again with the death. So these are other characters. They both factor in here too, okay, on that Wheel of Fortune. Signs you may be ending a cycle with or opening a cycle with, okay, could be coming in here. This energy here could be, with it coming in together, you could be dealing with somebody that has strong Taurus and Scorpio in their chart, okay? But what I see coming in here is that something's coming to an end. Oh my God, I can't make it up. Oh my gosh, wait until I bring this in. You're not going to believe this. This is wild. Okay, so we know there's movement. You got movement all over this read. So if you felt like you've been stuck forever at the crossroads, or something's just been bogged down in one complication after another, you haven't been able to get it moving forward, Eight of Wands, okay, here's the communication again. Everything is going to get moving and unlocked with the communication. That's what I got. If you've been wanting to travel, or if you've been wanting to like just get out and about and have more interest in your life, or see progress in something you've been working hard on, it's coming in and it's going to happen fast. So I would really say, again, for timing, it's really going to pop off in December is going to be the month that you'll start to notice things quickening. Okay. I think you're still in this phase right now where you're preparing yourself for this communication. You're needing to get a little bit of a different view. You're getting in touch with yourself. You're starting to get things moving in your own life. Okay. For yourself. And then that's when you'll kind of actualize it on the outside, right? This looks good. This looks like a lot of progress, but yes, there is a choice that you have to make here with the Lovers. For some of you, yes, that's a choice in love, all right? It isn't always, though. The Lovers was originally called the Choice. So this card always comes in when you're dealing with a fated experience. That means that you have a challenge on your path, and this is a challenge you were meant to have because it's an important part of your soul growth, all right? Gemini energy here with the Lovers, all right? You could also be dealing with a cusper that's a Gemini Cancer as well, since that Chariot came forward. That's interesting, okay? So just giving you a little, or you could be dealing with both. Some of you have some options. You're trying to really, some of you have been juggling a lot. You're trying to really figure out like what you want to do, okay? Some of you, that's the kind of lifestyle you want to live, and you're just saying, I'm just going to have fun for a while, and that's cool too, but there's something here that you're really deciding. I have to say, with the Hierophant and the Death there, a lot of you are either completely realizing like you're done with some sort of like some kind of work that you did that you really felt confined in, like you're just done. You're not committed to that anymore, and you're breaking out in a real radical direction, or you're trying to start some kind of movement. You know, maybe you're trying to start like a grassroots movement. I mean, Aries, you're in the North Node right now, so it's all about you leading the charge, for taking the initiative. You're going to light the way forward for everybody. That's what you do. You're that 0 point energy, and you're always the first out of the gate. And usually you bring something forward that sometimes there has to be a little rebellion, okay? And you have to do things a little differently outside the box. And you're all about innovation, okay? So I really feel like you're making choice between that. It's like, do I really like strike out, take this risk? Yeah, it might make my path a little challenging, because, you know, it's difficult. If you're doing something that breaks from the norm, it's difficult, okay? It could also be, you know, just how you want to be in relationship, or, you know, what that looks like. You could be deciding between one or two people. There's a major choice you're making here, but you're really doing something differently than you've ever done it before. We know that. Like, if you always went about things in such a way where instead of really, for example, closing out things properly in a relationship, let's say you would just ghost a situation, or you would just like cause some argument, so there would be a lot of grudge energy between you or whatever. Instead of doing that, now you would be like, no, I'm really going to do this proper. I'm going to immerse in it. I'm going to have this experience. I'm going to let it be a healing experience. That's just an example. Some of you are leaving a marriage, okay? You never got the divorce. Maybe you've kind of had a marriage of convenience for a while or something. You're finally like ending the marriage. And in some cases, you're finding a way to salvage something in those situations, but in a new way. Like, oh, well, maybe we can be good friends now. Or maybe there's there maybe you still have to have a connection for some reason or another. Could be due to a child. I have the sun coming up right after this. I also feel like whatever you're choosing your happiness. And you might just be in the beginning stages right now. Look at that, baby's on the horse there. There could be a baby factoring into this. This could be also deciding, you might be dealing with a situation where you're trying to make some kind of important decision about a child as well, right? And how you move forward in that situation is super important. There might be some kind of legalities around this too, okay? I feel like you'll get yourself, balanced out in that situation. You'll make the right decision. But there's happiness here, all right? We see this. And this is just the beginning stages. But whatever choice you make, whatever you arrive at, again, big return of the Sun King vibes. Look to the final, let's see, what's it in? It's in Cancer. Oh my gosh, there's Cancer significator again, okay? There is a Cancer full moon that closes out the year, and it's going to be a time of really feeling like this is my destiny. So when we look at Cancer, could you be dealing with a Cancer? You could be dealing with a Cancer, but that's not the only case. It could also be that you're dealing with issues that revolve around the house of Cancer, which is the 4th house, which is all about home and finding that place where you really belong, okay? So that's what I think it is. I think you're really figuring out where you belong, and you're throwing off this shadow of the past. It's no longer veiling you. It's no longer, veiling your view. For some of you, you're not allowing yourself to be hidden anymore. You're coming out. Well, okay, that came forward. So that must be for some people out there. Some people may be coming out, maybe you're ready to do that. Some people may be, letting people see a certain side of themselves that's never been seen before. Some of you are creative types, but you've always kind of been private about your gifts. And now you're sharing it, you're dropping an album, or you're putting something out there that you're letting yourself be seen. That's what I get. And there's some big success here. When you got the Wheel of Fortune and you got the 9 of Pentacles, and you also have the 6 of Wands, this is big time success. And it's fast with the 8 of Wands, okay? And you're not dealing with none of this mess no more. So I do feel like somebody is going to offer you a cup of love, and you don't want this thing. And you're definitely sure that you don't want it. And you're definitely sure you don't want to work it out with this person. I see that. Okay, we do see that here, because we do have 3 of Cups. I brought in this card. It's so funny that I brought in the 4 of Cups earlier before it showed up, and it's kind of like capping this off. And it does feel like a big cap off point to me. All right, maybe you feel like it's a big cap off point too, like somebody really disappointed you. I got that. Somebody really disappointed you. This person may reach out to you. And I don't think that you're going to deal with this. You might not even pick up. This call I got. Oh, interesting. And that could be in any area, okay? It could be with somebody you had some kind of disagreement with. It could be with a friend. It could be with a lover. It could be with a family member, anything. There's something you're just like, you know what? I've tried to do this with you many times. I've tried to talk this out with you many times. I've tried to heal this with you many times, and I don't want it anymore. But this may be the point when, instead of holding on to the bitter feelings about it, or, the regrets about it, or why couldn't it have been like this, like any attachment you had, it might be the point when you finally just it is what it is. You let it go. And you start to feel good. This is like glow up energy. Actually, I have to tell you, your health, if you've been dealing with any health challenges, those are going to be a thing of the past. I mean, with strength and the sun coming in like that, whew, with, justice, that balancing energy, you're going to be feeling strong. Your vitality is really going to be up with the 9 of Pentacles. The health of everything is going to be really dialed in for you. So this is a good thing. Ooh, Yeah, you might need to power up a bit, okay? I just got a little notice here on my phone that my battery is about to run out. Be careful, you know. This might be something you need to bring into balance. Maybe, you know, you do a lot of pushing. You're going to be in a cycle where maybe you got to make a lot of things happen. You got to move really fast. You got to take advantage of certain opportunities, or you got to travel or take care of something. This could be like rapid, sudden movement or rapid, sudden growth, or just a lot of things to balance or juggle. You know, maybe something opens up for you. You weren't expecting it. Sometimes when we move into expansion, something can happen, an opportunity, a door of opportunity presents itself. You finally make the choice. You're like, I'm just going to go for it, man. I'm going to be bold. Yeah, maybe it is a competitive atmosphere, but you know what? So what? I think I could be a contender. I think I can do it, you know? And when I speak of competition, I'm not really into competition, but we live in a competitive world. So if you know that you're going into a field or a direction where there's going to be a lot of competitive people, right? It doesn't mean you have to be competitive. Do you know what I'm saying? You can enter into that from a place of emotional mastery where you're like, no, I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what I'm working with. I don't need to compete. But I don't need to hold myself back just because these people might be, you know, wiling out over here. Like, let them do their thing. I'm not going to get distracted. Let them go ahead and fight each other. I'm just going to race ahead. Oh, you might be finding how to use the distractionary energy to your advantage. All right. I like it. Good for you guys, man. Good for you. That's good, Aries. Good job, Aries. I like it. Yeah, I definitely feel like you're coming into your energy. Look, there you are, a Queen of Wands. Very independent, all right? Very independent. You have no problem ending these cycles, Queen of Wands. Those of you with strong fire sign placements, okay? Aries placements as well. Okay, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, like, you're ending this and you're okay with it, you know. There's something you're letting go of and it's complete for you. And again, here's the world. Again, fixed signs. So you're ending something with either a Leo, a Taurus, an Aquarius, or a Scorpio. That's what I got, all right? Double message on that. You got this message doubled. Releasing this thing, closing the cycle on this thing creates the opportunity to move forward, and it brings you this victory, all right? There's some success here and gives you a whole new view of the world, and I love it. This is such a beautiful reading. Look what you got. There's your Two of Pentacles. It's up right now. So I feel like now you're finally in this place where you can bring this into balance, and what was two ships passing in the night, or what you felt like was your ships just lost at sea, never coming in to your port. Here they come, okay? Oh my God. For some of you, I don't know, it's got a little bit of like a conquest vibe, I have to tell you, in the boudoir, right? I don't know what that's about, but okay, that's funny. Let's go ahead and do like an overarching theme energy. Let's get one of these Halloween oracles, since we're still at that time of year, you know, we're still in that energy of processing, you know, the things we're releasing and just kind of holding. I feel like we're moving more into holding respectful space around these things. We're starting to balance around these things. It might have gotten a little turbulent, you know, a bit around the full moon that came in at 5 degrees Taurus, because that's the Sabian symbol for a widow standing over an open grave, all right? So I do feel like you've been processing some stuff, integrating some stuff, but I feel like things are really getting to the point where now you're ready to give some meaning to those experiences. You're getting to the more elevated side of it, where you're like, okay, what did I learn from this experience? How did I grow from this experience? And I think this is also what's kind of giving rise to wanting to communicate some things, get some things off of your chest. So I think that's all very healthy and good. All right. Bottom of the deck energy. I love it. Look at this. Dawn, the light after the darkness. So there's something you're really radically transforming here. You are moving forward, and I love, there's just like There's so much freedom, so much expansion, so much openness coming in, all right? This is definitely, I mean, it's the activation of the North Node for you. It's like really deciding, I'm ready, you know, I'm ready to step into my destiny and I'm ready to live in a way that's authentic for me. And damn, it feels good. You know, and it's like once you make that choice and you really speak to it and you allow yourself to walk your talk, everything in your life changes, it opens up. So this is a really beautiful message for you, all right? So good. Wow, Aries, you've got a great read here. Black cat, fortune meets opportunity. So I love this energy because it's like maybe you feel like you were dealing with a little bad luck energy. Maybe you feel like, you know, this was something related to the past, okay? Because we do see this sort of fog behind the cat and the eyes peering. Oh, some of you felt like you were always being watched by some energy connected to the past that was kind of hiding out in the shadows. Oh my goodness. Could be Leo energy with the cat energy there. Could be somebody born in the year of the cat in Chinese astrology, which could also be year of the rabbit, because it's different depending on tradition there. I'm also seeing the black cat with all these books, which makes me think of like occult studies. That's not for all of you, but some of you may have been dealing with somebody who maybe was throwing some like magic around. Maybe that created some kind of fog of confusion, some kind of glamour. I mean, maybe it made some things go amok. Some of you may have been doing some alchemy work. You know, you set your target on what you wanted to achieve, a goal you wanted to achieve. You didn't realize how messy things would have to get you to your goal. Sometimes that's what happens. You have to decrease to increase. That's the thing about when you're doing that kind of work. You know, you just decide what you want. So let's say you want success in your career, okay? Okay, so you put that out there, but you don't know once you release that arrow toward that target, which is what you're doing when you raise that wand and you're like, all right, here it is. I'm casting this. This is what I'm calling in. You can call it in many ways too, okay? Don't get hung up on just the occult arts. I'm talking metaphysics here. So this could be like you prayed for something or you were lighting candles for something, or this could be you put up a vision board, or right, or just what you've been wishing for, hoping for, constantly focusing on. What we focus on is a kind of spell, all right? So there's something here that you finally release it. And maybe that's what was blocking your opportunity. You're like, how do I balance this out? How do I move into this? How do I step into this? How do I make this work? And you didn't realize, oh, it's not until I allow what seems like bad luck to kind of play out, I let this cycle end, that I realized that's what was actually blocking my way. It's like, this was actually the answer to that thing I prayed for or that working I did. Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, this is sort of like when something initially seems like it's a reversal, but because of the reversal, it forced you into a certain place of growth within yourself that actually allowed you the opportunity to step up into who you need to be to get that wish fulfilled, to step into that opportunity and success. Grok what I'm saying? This is good. So you got some like negative cycle, you know, maybe you felt jinxed. Maybe you felt like you were born under a bad sign, you know, maybe you felt like you crossed yourself, or there was just, it just felt like there was just a lot of, you know, one thing after another, kind of Murphy's Law stuff. But I also feel like you learned this during this time, you know, it gave you an opportunity when you were held up to learn how to do things new ways, you know, find a new way around that obstacle. And that led you to new paths too. And it's all about the journey at the end of the day, not the destination. Really cool. Cut of the deck. What do we got here? I'm digging this read for the Aries energy is good. Yes, what you need to be mindful of right now are skull of darkness, your blind spots, okay? So just keep sitting in this space, you know, of waiting for this movement to come and continue to illuminate. I love it. Look, you're lighting a lamp for it. The lamp. Your blind spots. It's all about you remembering who you are, okay? And some of you may want to use this time also to really connect with your ancestors or connect with those that you really feel maybe they gave you really good advice, okay? they gave you a lot of good advice in the past, you know, just talk to them. Even though they're not here in the physical anymore, it doesn't mean that their energy isn't still accessible. You know what I'm saying? So maybe light a candle, you know, invite them to help you remember who you are, you know, and I feel like maybe you're calling a part of you back to yourself, you know, or there's some dream you had a long time ago, or maybe who you always thought you would be when you grew up, when you were a kid, and somehow that got tamped down because you got these blind spots on, you know, the blinders on. The blinders are on the horse. The horse can't see everything around them. They just got like this tunnel vision, only straight forward and just running, you know, running, always like working yourself into the ground, or, you know, just feeling so pressurized. And I feel like the blinders are coming off. Now you see the whole lay of the land. And as you do, you're also seeing the whole lay of the land internally. You know, you're recognizing what your inner landscape is, and how much it's changed, and how much certain aspects of this land have been ignored and need to be tended to. Okay, so again, a lot coming in around your body and health, and I do see a big, you know, increase in vitality there, right? But this is about you remembering who you are, and you're starting to realize where you took on projections that were not yours, and where you've had yourself kind of looking at yourself in a very myopic way, like you haven't been seeing the full scope of who you are. You haven't been getting the broad view of who you are and just what you're capable of, and what you can do, and that there's no limitation. And I see you really just bringing your life forward, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Go for it.